Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Server Room. We have Kamal here with us today. He's the head of IT infrastructure, and we'll be talking a lot about IT management for an enterprise today. So, welcome to the show, Kamal.
Thanks, Ravi.
How are you? How has Zoho been?
Yeah, so I have been about 2 decades in Zoho.
Okay.
So seen a lot of growth internally in terms of IT infrastructure. Starting as a mid segment, now we have been into data center management also. Yeah, it's a quite long experience I am.
That's good. So, since the beginning, you've been into IT infrastructure and management.
Yes, I started my career as system administrator trainee.
Okay.
So giving Windows support, taking care of our client systems, and then slowly learn Linux, and then move to a server team and taking care of server infrastructure. So I was leading the internal IT team for quite some time. And then now, so I have been taking care of global network infrastructure and the data center management along with the internal corporate data center groups.
Okay, nice. So, which is your favorite operating system? Since you worked on different operating systems, so how do you think, which one would you personally prefer to use?
So personally, so Linux is my preferred one.
Yeah.
So my personal laptops for past 2 decades, so I'm working on a Linux laptop.
Okay.
Reason is so it's simple to debug and enabling logging and everything is it's easy there and we have, since we have our servers running on Linux, so I prefer to have that so that I can have the same feel. Yes. So that's.
It's also very customizable using the command line.
Yeah. So very I would say is user friendly because the UI and everyone knows that's a different game. But so as long as if you are enthusiastic who wants to debug more into core and who want to have to test everything in your laptop, then so Linux is a better fit for you.
Okay, nice. So let's get into why do you think, or why should an organization have a sysadmin team? Why is it that important for all of the assets to be managed by one team?
So now everyone speaks about security and so management, everything so for an enterprise now, security and compliance is important because your customers have trust on you.
Right.
If an enterprise is serving a service or product to their customer, they need to have trust on your operations, your process, and your development environment where you develop your product. You are not delivering only the product. So your deliverability includes what are done in your environment. So to keep your environment clean and to keep your development systems and infrastructure clean, you need someone to manage those systems, someone to keep them updated, someone to keep the system free from all the vulnerabilities and everything, and to keep them in compliance. One infra team is needed, and that is taken care by the IT or system admin team. So that team is important.
Okay. So no matter how big the organization is, it's better to have a sysadmin team?
Yes, even I would say some company, small company, will be running everything on the cloud.
Right.
Irrespective of they have their servers on-prem or not, they might be having their servers in cloud, or some companies might be getting all the service from a SaaS providers.
Right.
So even then, to manage their accounts and subscriptions intact, and to ensure the renewal happens on time, and to onboard the users, exit the users, someone need to take care. So that who does that operations?
Yeah.
will be the system admin for that team, that company.
Okay.
So that in that way, the role or the responsibility of that guy who's taking care of this job will be different from their core operations of the company.
Yeah.
But someone needs to have that manage that in their infra.
Okay, okay. So just the scale differs.
Yeah, scale differs and their infra differs, but someone has to be there.
Yeah, okay. Done. So there's a lot of talk about MDM agents. So what is that exactly? A lot of people are very like a lot of employees of companies are very hesitant to install that on their phones and devices because it feels that everybody from the sysadmin of that organization might have access to what they're using.
Okay. MDM is like mobile device management.
Mm.
So mobile device nowadays includes your laptops as well as the mobile phones.
Right.
And see, we are moving away a lot from fixed desktop client machine, and we are more moving towards laptop as the primary. And we are spending more time for business in mobiles. For example, I know a few of my friends in the industry who say that more 80% of job is done only on the mobile phone. So some of my friends as a CIO said one full day he has worked only on his phone and he is able to complete his job. And nowadays there are a lot of mobile devices which you can connect to a deck.
Yeah.
And you can work from there itself, and it's mobile and you can carry it anywhere. So for that kind of devices, some kind of management agent should be there. Because as an enterprise, we are committed to our customers. As I said before, we are committed to our customers to keep our devices clean and updated. Yeah. And we should ensure that there is no intruder coming to our device, because one single weak link can affect the enterprise. So in that case, to keep our own data and access clean and free from vulnerable and secure, we need these agents. These agents is only for enabling the security and not for disabling the privacy. Mm-hmm. So see, privacy and security goes in hand, and we have to keep the balance in very good manner. So we have to have a balance there. Mm-hmm. And we post details to our own customer. For IT or system team, their employees is their customers. Right. We need to ensure that what are the data will be accessed by IT team and on what cases. We need to give those details and the details and gain the trust from them. And there is nothing to be worried. So on having a MDM system, MDM agent on a mobile device, it's all for your security and your thing. See, think of a scenario where your mobile is lost. Yeah. And so what will happen if you haven't enforced a strong password? And what will happen if your mobile goes into a bad hand? Mm-hmm. And you will now end up in a very bad situation. Rather, if you have a mobile device MDM agent, instantly you can call your IT team and they can lock your mobile. Rather than mobile as a device, data is precious for us, right? So mobile we can get it, but data once it lost and once it goes to a bad hand, then it will be a problem. So to ensure data is safe, we need to have some agent. And that is what this MDM agents are doing. And so as a privacy, it all should be going on a balance, and IT team ensures that without any information or notification to the employees, data will not be accessed. And you can't access all the data in the mobiles. So all we can access is that what are the softwares installed. We are not going to look at the data inside the apps. We will look at what are the apps installed, what is the version, is there any vulnerable version of the apps in there. Okay. And we are not going to our IT team are not going to view the data inside the app. Okay. So we'll see whether any app is vulnerable there. And And in the latest mobiles, there are employees can keep the segregations
Right.
from the enterprise data and the personal data.
Yeah.
So that kind of segmentations are there available in the personal personal work mode. So in that case, you can keep your enterprise apps only in that enterprise mode.
Good.
So those things helps.
Okay, I shall remember that. So, how does it feel to be, the sole person responsible for such a huge organization's data centers and network management?
So a lot of responsibility comes in when you are handling this. But I wouldn't say it's a team effort.
Right.
It's not a sole responsible. I work as a organizer and for a team.
Mm-hmm.
So delegation is very important here. So the only thing is we need to ensure the correct thing is delegated to the correct member,
Yeah.
and work is get done. And so most of the time we will be focusing on the capacity on the high level, and the future roadmaps of the team, and the business. We should be working as a business enabler. So IT infra team is no more a operations team alone. So we should work in aligning with the business needs and business teams.
Okay.
So in that manner, so I look myself as a enabler for a business, and that's so the infra team, every infra head or IT head will be looking themselves. So CIOs in the industry now are looking at as an enabler for the business. Rather than single hat, they are having multiple hats as a data productor and a business enablers. So and that's the thing we are into.
Okay. So, on an average, like how many tickets do you handle a month?
So as a request alone, all my team put together, on average we get around 1,200 tickets. So approximately on month, right? So I said for a week.
Week?
Yeah, week. Sorry, 1,200 is for a week.
Okay.
Because it includes requests coming from the employees,
Yeah.
and for an asset, it can be of asset request or repair request, and it can be for a OS related thing or a small app installation, or so everything. If there isn't any issue, people reach out and raise a request. And on the data center side, a lot of requests comes for network changes and network provisioning and those things. So the numbers I said is for globally for all put together.
Okay.
So in my purview, so I get around 1,200 for a week. That's the latest data I have. Apart from that, we also have anomaly monitoring alerts. Those comes as an visual. We have visual logs where we get if there is an outage, immediate monitoring, immediate notification comes in, and we take actions on that. So email request is different, which we can be done as a process, and based on the process we do it. But outage alerts, we take it immediately.
Yeah. Okay. And how big is your team?
I have around 125 members. Yeah.
Okay, nice. So, how does an organization like stay ahead of the curve? Because there are so many advancements happening every day, like every minute there is like new advancements happening. So how does like an organization make sure that they are ahead of, the IT landscape and technology in general?
Yeah. So what we usually we do is we get the latest inputs and latest trends from various platforms, sources. So one main source is the market, real market study, where people get to know about by engaging themselves in the online portals and online news magazine portals. So there we get a lot of information from there, and also from through partners. Through partners, they say what is happening in the market and what is available in the market. Something might be available in some other region, might not be available in your region. But if you might know that is happening in another region, and if you are in some other region where that is not available, you can engage with the partner and get those details. And so you might be using a 3 version below the latest models, or the partners will give the details about the new versions, and you can plan and think about whether you need or which version you have to go for it. Those things you have to engage with the partner. So active engagement with the market sources is very important. Market sources, it might be from online or through partner. Both channels you have to maintain it. That's the real data. That's where from the real data you will come.
Right.
So because otherwise the external inputs will not be coming, and you have to engage with the OEMs like for example in terms of processors, Intel, AMD,
Yes.
and lot of companies are now focusing on the this kind of alternative or processors also.
Right.
So you have to engage with them, engage with the OEMs, and then those kind of data will be helpful.
Okay, done. So do you like use AI in your work?
Yeah. So AI in the sense we use it a lot in our portals.
Okay.
So for example, lot of we when we use a log analysis portal, there AI can be used integrated and to give a better solutions. The EDR solutions which we use
Yeah.
has a AI functionality to detect the vulnerabilities faster. So when you are so now the thing is, when you are selecting, if you are in a position to select some new products, so you should be looking AI functionality as one of the key factor in one while selecting this solution. For example, now the current latest Wi-Fi solutions we use is able to say whenever there is a anomaly with a user connection, there is a slowness, we can identify it, and it will say the root cause of the
Oh, the tool itself, like the solution itself.
the solution itself is giving. I need not take the logs and analyze at the back end and find out. And the dashboard itself is showing the details. These are all comes as an AI enablement from the OEM. So if you have these kind of solutions, then it will be much easier for identifying the issues and fixing it. So in these areas we use AI.
Okay, so you don't look at AI and automation as a threat?
No, never.
Not at all. Okay, done. All right. So there's a lot of since the pandemic, a lot of people have chosen to work from home, to work from different places, basically in a hybrid mode. So how do you handle like those kind of scenarios? Being the IT team, a lot of people would be using probably guest Wi-Fi, public Wi-Fi, to do like work related things. So how do you handle that?
So as the workforce has spread across and moved to a hybrid mode, we should ensure that our solution is also goes to a online mode. So because so if you are running your servers or for that matter for any client management system within the corporate, and if you expect the end users to connect to that solution only after connecting to a VPN, then your engagement will not be that great.
Right.
So you have to move the management and management solutions closer to the users. And so you have to have agents installed in the end system, so that whenever, rather than expecting you connecting to a client and fetching the data or pushing the policies, you have to have agent-based solutions in these scenarios, so that whenever the laptop or a client system comes online, that should get connected to the cloud and fetch the data and do whatever things instructed for it to do.
Okay.
So the main thing is, as I said, the management activity or the device management system should be important for current scenario.
Right.
In that, your solution should be a cloud solution, so that the endpoint wherever it being, it can get connected to their server and get the data face frame. So that's how we able to manage the workforce when they are working from home and when they are not connecting to the corporate network.
Right. Okay. So there's a lot of talk about, enterprises should be more sustainable. They should be using, they should be emitting less, carbon dioxide. And how does data centers come into play here? Like, can we make data centers more efficient? Can organizations can they take steps to make it more efficient?
Yeah. So organizations who doesn't run their server on their own, or who are fully on the cloud,
Yeah.
so they can choose a SaaS provider who are giving a more sustainability or focused on more sustainability.
Okay.
On data center side, so who are running their own servers, own data centers, they can look at their PUE value. Okay, what is that? That is power usage efficiency.
Okay.
So that is like, to put in simple terms, if you are using 1 kilowatt of compute power, if to run your computer, and which uses 1 kilowatt,
Yeah.
then how much power is needed to support it running, say in terms of to cooling, and to that is to, other than compute, what are the other key power usage scenario, those ratios considered as PUE. So you have to work on reducing the PU factor as much as possible. And nowadays, as AI is coming in, lot of power is needed for a data center, expected from data center, and lot of high power utilization servers are coming in. And now water-based cooling are coming in.
Okay.
So you have to move towards the latest technology there to keep the sustainability alive, and sustainable solutions which uses the less power and less carbon footprint. Those things you have to move to a latest technology to keep the sustainability alive. On the client side, you can look at the devices which can be long lasting, and which can be reused for a long time. And based on the materials which they use, you can select the OEMs which gives you their sustainability certificates and reports. So those details you can get, and based on that you can select it.
Okay. So are there rules and regulations in different countries based on this sustainable data centers?
Yes. So now, some countries each countries have their own policies. So in sustainability, there is no global data or global standards to be followed now. But now we are adhering to the best practices. So we don't have a clear data on, so this is the standard or this is the things we have to follow to keep it to keep the sustainability on the higher side. But the entire industry is moving towards the sustainability with their best practice. Whatever best they can do, that's the practice they follow and do it.
Got it. So there's an increasing density of hardware in data centers. So how do we manage that, ensuring that there's good cooling, good efficiency, less carbon footprint? How do we handle that?
That's the real-time challenge we are now facing and actively working on.
Okay.
So initially, say on an average, if you look at the data centers, say for 3-4 years back, so per rack solution will be given with 6 kilowatt as a power. One rack we can put compute up to 6 kilowatt. That's the standard. after AI coming in and the high density things coming in, now people are expecting even more than 30-40 kilowatt per rack. There are solutions which caters even up to 100 kilowatt per rack. So that means in one rack you can have a compute power and server which consumes even up to 100 kilowatt. That's the standard. But now what we are doing is now almost 12 kilowatt has become a standard. If you in a normal high density racks, 12 kilowatt became a standard. So beyond 12 or 13 kilowatt, I would say even 20 kilowatt, air based cooling will not be that efficient. So that's when water based cooling comes into picture. So to keep the high density racks and to have high density racks, so now people are moving towards DCLC, direct liquid cooling. So that what it will do is instead of converting that power into compute servers, convert their power into heat energy. And what we do is we'll throw the chilled air and we take out the heat from there, and then again we are cooling that air and circulating the chilled air.
Okay.
That instead of pushing the heat air, so now industry is moving towards the water-based cooling or a liquid-based cooling. Then the liquid is directly sent inside the server, and processor, instead of the normal heat sink, the chill water-based heat sinks have been installed in these servers, and water is circulated even inside the servers.
Okay.
Water, or nowadays the latest technologies, instead of waters, there are some kind of liquids which transforms that heat or brings that heat from the server, and it circulates with the external cooler and then circulates the liquid inside. In that manner, the density of each rack can get increased easily, and that's how the latest high density rack requirement which comes for AI is being handled. Even the latest graphic cards or latest GPUs comes only with liquid cooling as a solution.
Okay.
So the highest power consuming servers nowadays require the liquid cooling.
Okay.
So we need to move towards liquid cooling in future, and for this kind of high density solutions, please.
So what do you think is going to be the future of IT management? What are your thoughts on it?
So IT management will be a part and parcel of business solutions and business needs. They will be engaging more on the business side, and they will get the requirements from the business, and more they will be more focusing on security and the compliance, and we will be handling not only based on the internal requirements and the internal solutions, and we need to adhere to the all the external compliance, and we need to be more focusing on security and compliance, and that's where the future focus will be for the IT management and IT.
Right. So is the advancement in compliance almost equal, like the speed of advancement in compliance is almost equal to the advancement in AI and all of that, or technology, or is it like comparatively very slow?
Compliance is focused on they are bringing in the policies and other clauses in compliance are morely focused on the data privacy and the security, how to keep this data safe, and how to keep the data privacy. So that's where their focus and the compliance is built over that. Okay. And AI will be very helpful in achieving that compliance. So AI will be used. Say for example, there is a solution called DLP, data loss prevention. So that's the need for compliance, right? So you need to enable all the DLP and everything. And but how you will collect all the data logs from all the systems, and it will be a hectic task for a single solution to handle.
Okay.
So the solution with the AI enabled feature will be helping to achieve this compliance.
Okay.
So advancement in AI will help to achieve compliance easily. So it's not that we can't compare the advancements in AI with the advancement in compliance. So our compliance will be getting improved, and compliance will be the process and the policies in the compliance will be improving, and AI will be helping us to achieve that these needs and compliance needs.
Yeah, so they're dependent on each other,
Yeah.
is what you're saying. Okay. So a lot of organizations like want seamless, like work to be done. So without any interference from network or Wi-Fi or, anything like that, any network that they're using. So how do enterprises enable this? Like, how can they make their network infrastructure so good that their all of its employees are works smoothless? I mean, works. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. So enterprises depend on network infrastructure to be really good. So they want it to be seamless. So how can the IT infrastructure team enable this? Like, how can you ensure that all of your network runs seamlessly?
Okay. So rather than going as a detection mode of operation, so network infrastructure or network management operations should be going to a predictive monitoring mode.
Okay.
So before a user has failed as a failure reporter, there will be some indication in the network before it goes to a impact before it creates an impact to the employees.
Right.
Say, for example, if you know that Monday morning, if the number of employees going to be higher in your network,
Right.
and if you see the capacity being increasing on every Monday, if there is a pattern, and you should be working before it chokes beyond 90-95%,
Okay.
and you should be having a clear capacity planning for that, and you should start working before it while it reaches the 80% of the capacity or 70% of the capacity.
Right.
For everything, that's where this compliance and everything, because in the compliance, this capacity management, everything was captured. So continuous monitoring should be there in the network, and whenever you see there is a threshold or anomaly, you should take an action before you get the complaints from the user, so that user will not feel any disruption in their service. So that is one way you can give a very good experience.
Okay.
And monitoring from the client machines or client endpoints will give a very good visibility when they are moving from different locations.
Okay.
Say if they complain from if they say the network is good when I am in location A, and network is bad when I'm in location B. Rather than getting all the details from the users, if you have an agent running in your systems, employee systems, that you can fetch the data from that agents, and you can easily trace out what's wrong with the data path with user compliance, and you can take an action from that. So those kind of enhancements are needed for providing better solutions.
All right, nice. It was extremely insightful. So I have this one last question for you. So what are you excited for the next year that's going to come up, for this year that's actually going to come up? What are some trends and technologies that you're excited for in the IT infrastructure space?
See, obviously, on the data center front, this high density and the water cool or liquid cooled technology is being pitched in everywhere.
Okay.
That is one trend, and we need to see how the network support for AI is being scaling up now beyond 100 gig. Now we are discussing about 400 and 800 gig in the network space.
Okay.
So we are waiting for how this 800G is going to be penetrated in the network space in the future. And on the client side, a lot of correlation of data, the solutions which speaks about correlating the data is being in the trend. So rather than working as a silos, now solutions have started integrating together and started giving correlated data and correlated dashboards.
Right.
So those kind of solutions are being cooking up in the industries.
Okay.
So waiting to see those trends growing and going to see how these things get in the real time.
Lovely. Perfect. Any advice for any IT professionals?
Stay focused and stay in the latest trend, so that even though you are not deploying it, always be in the keep your knowledge updated so that it will be useful whenever you are evaluating new trends, new technologies. Yeah.
Perfect. That was a wonderful episode. We have a small gift for you. So this is from our side.
Thank you.
Yeah. We hope you enjoy it, and we hope to see you soon on another episode of Server Room. Thank you. Yeah.